Hey, Lawline.com, I'm Meredith Gansman. In the midst of a financial crisis, what can CPAs do? Well, according to attorney and Lawline CLE faculty member Richard Roth, it's all about staying fit. And that's not just at the gym. Take a look.
It is more than going to the gym. I came up with a little FIT, if you will. It's sort of a good little starting basis for accountants as to what they should and they shouldn't do. I told them they should be fit, and what I used by fit was really a three-part. One is they have to have a fee agreement, and I had a very long conversation during my hour-plus seminar on what the fee agreement should contain. Just a simple example is the fee agreement has to be for that particular activity that's being done. If a fee agreement, for example, says we are doing your audit for the, we're continuing to do your audit for the years 2010, which is continuing of 2007, 2008, 2009, and they're sued, they no longer have a statute of limitation defense. It's all done in one agreement. It's a continuing representation. They may be sued. If, on the other hand, they have a fee agreement for 2007, fee agreement for 2008, fee agreement for 2009, and a fee agreement for 2010, then they are in a better position to say, wait a minute, 2007 was a totally different act, totally different agreement. It is not a continuing representation. You can't sue me for statute of limitations purposes for things that happened so long ago. So what I was telling them is on the fee agreement is it's got to say the right things, and that's by way of example. It has to make sure, it has to, as best as possible, specify what's going to be done and limit the exposure of the accountant. That's fit. That's the F. Then the I is independence. There was a joke that I told that I've heard from many accountants. The old joke is that a client wants an accounting firm, and he interviews three of them. And the first person he interviews, he says, "What's 2 plus 2?" And the accountant says 4. Second person he interviews, same answer. Third person, who he hires, is asked, "What's 2 plus 2?" And the answer by the accountant is anything you want it to be. And we used to be in a day and age, let's say decades ago, where accountants would do whatever they had to do to keep the client. And I'm not saying they engage in any kind of fraud or any kind of wrongdoing, and I'm not a numbers person, but they would do whatever they could to keep the numbers look presentable. Accountants can't do that anymore, and nor can they. And they also can no longer have this web relationship with the client. They have to maintain their independence. So I of the fit is they got to be independent. They got to make sure that they inform the customer, the client, the customer, what it is they're doing and how they can have no stake in the outcome. And the T is really thoroughness. The litigations that I've been involved in with accountants is where accountants haven't been thorough. If they say they're doing an audit, it better be an audit. If they say they're doing a compilation, it should be a compilation. They have to do their checks. They have to check receivables, payables. They have to check financial statements. They can't just rely on the word of the company. They really got to dig deeper and make sure that they're thorough. Because if, in fact, they put their name on an audit, that not only is it's a wonderful thing to have for the company because it justifies their numbers, but if in fact it also creates, unfortunately, for the accounting firm, a potential risk, potential exposure. If you've audited financials, you better make sure that audit's accurate. So thoroughness is really the third, if you will, wing of my fit discussion.